Shams, what's going on in the Mile High City?
Malika, we have a major trade for Nikola Jokic's Denver Nuggets. Michael Porter Jr. is being sent to the Brooklyn Nets along with an unprotected 2032 first-round pick for Cam Johnson.
Wow.
So Nikola Jokic at the wing will now have Cam Johnson, who got a ton of interest this past season. The Nets had multiple offers for first-round pick for Cam Johnson. They trade him to the Nuggets now, and Michael Porter Jr. now goes back to Brooklyn with an unprotected first-round pick. This is a major jolt, major change to the Nuggets. We've seen this team the last few years ride it out with the same group. They are making a pretty massive change at the wings.
A massive change here for the Denver Nuggets. Shams, thank you so very much for that insight. I think about, Brian, Nikola Jokic at the end of the season, basically as loudly as we've ever heard Nikola say, we're not a championship team. And I don't think he meant it as a slight towards anyone in particular, but that's about as pointed as the MVP has gotten in previous years.
Yeah, and this is a big move for Denver. This is the biggest transaction they've made in years. Cam Johnson was pretty much the most coveted wing on the trade market. Teams have been trying to get Cam out of Brooklyn for a year now. He is a high character guy, plays both ends of the court, shoots the three well. And if I'm not mistaken, and Bobby Marks can back me up, I think he makes, you know, a salary that potentially would give them some wiggle room, which is one of the reasons why I think they paid a first-round pick here in addition to Michael Porter Jr.
And I think the biggest part of this is that he can play both sides of the floor. Michael Porter Jr. is a guy who can fill it up. We understood that in the finals when we played against him. This is a guy who we need to pay attention to. But on the defensive end, in my opinion, the wing defender is one of the most important defensive positions in the league. You have to be able to have those Swiss Army knife guys that can switch, guard 1 through 4, sometimes 5, and go on the other end and make shots. Michael Porter could make shots, but he cannot do what Cam can do on the defensive end. I love this move. They need that defensive on the perimeter.
This, to me, is a huge move for Denver. To me, this is a major upgrade because Michael Porter Jr., look, I know he had the shoulder injury down the stretch of the season. That really hurt his performance. He just could not be consistent offensively. But on the defensive end of the floor, he was a guy that got better throughout his career but was still picked on quite a bit. You have now upgraded defensively. Basically a guy that's almost the same size, much more consistent, catch-and-shoot shooter. He can also put it down a little bit, create offense. But I think more than anything else, it's the consistency factor. Denver felt a little bit stale to me, and this was a team that took the champions to 7 games. So they know they're still in the mix in the West, but they had to do something significant to change up their core. They have upgraded it. I think this is a great move for Denver.
They've had changes up and down, really, including in their front office, their head coach, and now we're seeing changes to their roster as well, Brian.
Yes, this is a big move from their front office. And again, I will rely on Bobby, but I think this reduces their payroll by about $13 million. Brooklyn was able to do this. They're using some of their salary cap space, assuming this is a straight-up trade. And again, it might open Denver's ability to acquire another player. So this is a move that not only that they believe probably upgrades and gets a better two-way starting 5, but also could add another piece.
There's a real arms race in a crowded Western Conference right now, and to me, this move says that Denver knows they needed to make a change, and they did that because, to your point, Legs, their championship window, even though Oklahoma City has the potential to be a dynasty, they very much feel as long as they have Nikola Jokic, it is open. Speaking
I'm on fire. It's NBA,